Well, Greg, a 37 Hupmobile.
Yes.
I've never seen one.
There's not many around.
It's a pretty rare model. What model is this?
This is a 618G. It's the custom rumble seat coupe.
Yeah, and it would be a, well, I guess kind of a 4-window coupe because of the split back there. But it, at first I looked at the back and I thought, oh, we got a little Ford coupe here. But then the front end is clearly not Ford. I mean,
right.
What an interesting Art Deco look.
It's
to the
a
design.
beautiful Art Deco look. It was designed by Raymond Loewy.
It's a Raymond Loewy design?
This is a Raymond Loewy design, and he started working, well, he came to the United States from France in 1926, I believe it was, started working for Hupp in 28. He designed, his first design for Hupp was called a cycle fender style, and they had the fenders come real close to the wheels and then a real long running board. And then he went ahead and designed this.
This is so
This
wild.
is the Aerodynamic series, came out in 1934, and they're basically all the same. They changed the grille from year to year, and the shape of the headlight glass actually changed a little bit.
Now, how long have you had this baby?
I've had it for 25 years. I restored the car myself.
Wow.
As a part-time, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit here and there.
This has got to be a nightmare to find parts for.
Most of the parts were there to begin with, and there was a place called Hupp Parts Service in Auburn, Indiana, and so some of the parts on this car are actually brand new.
Wow, like NOS, new
Right,
stock, right?
the hubcaps, the tail lights,
Man.
the side trim on the other side, those are brand new parts. But there's not much left anymore.
You pretty much got the new parts for the Hupps, right?
Right.
And they're on this car.
And they're on this car.
Now,
right.
how many of this model do you think do they believe are still around?
Well, there are, as far as I know, the 37s, and this was a car that was made with the leftover parts, and this car was sitting on the assembly line for a year and a half when the factory shut down.
Really? So this is like one of the last to come out with what was laying around.
There are 2 cars like this. The other one's in Spokane, Washington.
Wow.
And actually what happened was the factory closed for Christmas vacation in December of 1935, but Hupp was kind of in bad shape at the time, and so they never reopened after Christmas vacation, and they didn't reopen until July of 1937.
Wow.
And they had already designed the 38 models, which changed this style here, and they went to a little bit more conservative style.
Yeah, because this is pretty radical, actually.
But these cars were still on the assembly line.
So they finished them up?
They finished these up, and actually most of these cars were exported to Britain, France, and Australia. Hupp had a real good export business going in those countries.
Wow.
And so, as it turns out, there's only 2 of these left.
Wow.
And they're like 20 numbers apart.
So
20 serial numbers
they both sat
apart.
on that assembly line together for a long
Right,
time.
right.
Really a simple interior.
This car had the optional leather interior, which was a $30 option.
Ooh. Which was a chunk of money in 37.
Yeah.
There's really only 2 pods, but I guess that one pod has 4 different gauges in it, doesn't it?
Right, right.
It's actually pretty efficient.
It's efficient. It's a lot of people think it's pretty good looking design too.
It is. And I mean, I like the graphics and everything. It's very classy.
I restored it with the wood grain as it was supposed to be. Now,
This is hand wood grain. This is really metal, but it's hand painted basically.
That is really metal, and it's hand painted, the wood grain. Now this part here, this is actually wood grained. Because they
didn't like the original wood grain, so they wood grained it.
Well, they used like a willow.
Oh, okay.
To
So
really
to
bend this, and then they just went ahead and wood grained everything to match. Now a lot of these cars, they didn't even get around to wood graining because they were really, they were just cranking them out.
But rumble seat,
Yeah,
what a classic. And your Continental kit back here too.
The spare tire sits in a depression in the back there. Yeah.
So what powers the 37 Hupp?
This is powered by a flathead 6-cylinder.
Let's have a look.
246 cubic inch, 101 horsepower, Hupp built motor.
Flathead 6. Huh?
Flathead 6.
So it's actually a Hupp motor.
It's a Hupp motor built by Hupmobile. Hupmobile was made in Detroit, Michigan.
we'll close her up. I love to see that hood come down around that headlight. That's just, it is art.
That was really part of Loewy's design. I have a book that it's a book about Raymond Loewy, and it shows his design studio. And there's a pedestal, and there's a model car on top of that pedestal, and it's this car.
Wow. Hey, you've got a fine car here,
Okay,
Greg.
Dennis,
I
thank
love
you.
it. 37 Hupp.
37 Hupp.